I am excited, and let me tell you why I'm excited. That's because poker is back. It's been 18 months since I've hosted poker. We're not doing a full tournament yet. That is coming down the road. But today, I've got to set up the shop to host poker for a 9 to 10 person cash game tonight. We're gonna play 1-1, so $1 small, $1 big blind, and I've got to get the shop ready. That means I've got to move the router table, and then I've also got to move the assembly table that's right here because that's where we host poker. I've got to get the table and the chairs out. I just fired up the mini split AC unit, got the fans going. It is June here in Texas, and it's probably gonna be about 94 degrees. So, got to get the shop cooled down. Let's set this bad boy up. Next thing I need to do is get this poker table off the wall and set up for tonight's game. I hang my poker table for one reason only, really, and that is to get it up and off the concrete floor. That also prevents the railing from being smashed. I've got a 2-inch foam underneath my vinyl railing, and if I was just to lean that against the wall, that side of the poker table would be smashed. Normally this is a 2-person job, but I'm going to tackle it today by myself. And I'm going to use a piece of Kaizen foam laying around the shop, and I'm going to unhook one hook at a time and support it on here, and then hopefully I'll be able to drag it over to my spot and get it set up. Alright, so I thought I could manhandle this thing by myself. I got it off the wall, but I really don't want to drag it, potentially rip the vinyl elbow pad, and I don't want to do that. Kind of looking around the shop, I've got a 4-wheel dolly in the attic that I might go grab, or I might just go ask the wife. But it's pretty heavy. I forgot how heavy this thing is. It's a couple of sheets of plywood. It's a beast. Again, it's been 18 months since I've really gotten this thing off the wall. I just forgot how heavy it is. So. So I normally don't do that every time I play poker. This thing's been in storage for 18 months since COVID, so some dust and sawdust and stuff got up underneath the poker table. So overall, it looks pretty good. The cover's doing its job, and of course it's on the other side of the shop, so really, it's holding up really well. So now I need to go get the chairs that we play poker on, and I have those dispersed throughout the house. I've got them stored in closets in the spare bedroom, coat closet, up in the attic. We have a lot of people, but since we only have 10 people tonight, only got to get out a few chairs. So let's go grab those bad boys. What are you playing with, Luke? Your remote control car?
Yeah.
Kids being kids. So I store a majority of the chairs in the front room here. As you can see, this is kind of our catch-all closet because it is a spare bedroom. I think I got these chairs at Sam's for like 26 bucks a piece, maybe $36 a piece. They're nice. They've got padding on them. They're an oversized chair, so they work really well for poker. Kind of an upfront expense to getting up and running with poker, but you know, if you're gonna be sitting around for 6-7 hours in a poker tournament, you gotta have a good chair. All right, we just got the poker table and the chair set up.
I got poker.
Poker?
Yeah.
You want to play poker?
Yeah, and free fire.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanna play against everybody. I've gotta get the chips. They're in my office, stored with the
Office. Daddy office.
Daddy's office.
Yeah.
That's where the poker chips are?
Yeah.
Do you wanna go get them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go get the poker chips. So I store my poker chips in the office, and kids like to see them throughout the year. Chloe likes to play with these sample chips that they got years ago, but here they are. So I'm rocking the Majestic clay poker chips for the tournaments, 2,500, 500, 1,000. Got 5,000, and then I also have the larger 25,000 for the tournaments. We're not playing tournament today, we're gonna play a cash game. And we're gonna rock out 5s, 1s, and 20s. I'll have a couple hundreds in there. I've got quarters down there. I don't use them ever, but I bought them with the set just to have. So I really want to come up with a better way to transport or store these poker chips. The cart that I built and it's just sitting over there in the corner of the shop that I introduced in the shop tour update, I've honestly had plans to turn that into kind of a locked door drawer poker chip storage. I can store the chips out here in the garage all the time. It'll free up some space in my office. Or the second thing I've thought about making and building is a nice, sturdy dovetail or finger joint like walnut tray where I can bring the tray in the office, put the chip racks on it, and transport them into the shop. So that's my other option. Kind of leaning towards the locked drawer or door cart on wheels, and then poker chips will be in the garage all the time, ready to go. So I grew up watching ESPN World Series of Poker every summer. Me and my buddies used to play poker tournaments on the weekends. We've built a few tables. This is probably my third or fourth poker table that I've built. Obviously, I've got a lot more better equipment in the shop these days to build this, and this one's turned out really well. When I got into hosting poker back in 2019, we started off with a plastic generic chip that you can get off Amazon. Not the cheap bike chips, but a little bit thicker plastic chip, and they worked out well. The reason why I upgraded to a cash set is because the third or fourth tournament that I hosted, we used to use the same chips for both tournament and cash game, and there was a time where the cash in my pocket was less than the poker chips on the table. And after that night, I said enough with that. I went in there and I pre-ordered these Royal Card Room. This was before they were made. This was kind of like a Kickstarter for ApachePoker.com. And these are the 43 millimeter Royal Card Room Chinese clay poker chips. So they are a clay material. They do have some good weight to them. They're not like a Paulson that are gonna be expensive and sought out to by poker players right now, but I've got a gray $1 poker chip. My $5 more traditional, it's red. I got a red $5 poker chip with a little bit of blue and black in there. And then I changed mine up a little bit. One thing that I found on the poker chip forum from talking to people and reading a bunch of forums on people that host poker tournaments and cash games is no one ever has a $25 bill, but everybody's carrying $21 or $20 bills. And so I went with a $20 poker chip versus a $25 poker chip. And it's just easier when we're playing a cash game and someone, hey, give me an extra $60 in chips. I grab 3 of these bad boys, throw it to them. It makes it easy for me. They can make change on the table and they give me the 60 bucks. So just different. Also too, I don't see it happening, but people talked about it, ordering these chips and bringing them into the cash game. I had a special order these stickers to make them 20 bucks. And then same thing with the $100. I had to order the $100 chips to make them more unique, harder to get your hands on them, in case someone was gonna bring in a fake chip into, or not fake chip, but bring in their own chip into a cash game. But my $100 one is blue with the pink and orange. Pretty cool. Stands out like a sore thumb. If you've got this on the table, it's pretty cool. It's pretty rare, but it does happen from time to time where we'll bring out a $100 poker chip. We do play 1-1 with a straddle and sometimes a double straddle. It can get pretty crazy the more we drink, and so we've had some money on the table. Just a 1-1, even 1-2. It starts to play pretty big after a while. But so I really do enjoy the oversized 43 millimeter chips versus the traditional chip. It just has a different feel into your hand, and it's not traditional, so it just makes it feel a little bit more unique. All right, table is set up. Got the table and chairs. Chips are out. I've counted the decks on both of the cards. Both of them at 52, so we're good there. I've got a dealer button. I've got I already bought in. I bought in for 300 bucks. So when the guy starts showing up, I'll start buying them in, passing out chips, and we'll start playing 1-1 as soon as enough guys get here. So shop set up pretty cool, where I've got the side door, so the guys just park on the street and they just walk in through the side door. I leave it unlocked, and makes it easy. I know all the guys that I'm playing with, but just to keep them out of the house. That way my wife and my kids can go about their business, watch TV, have dinner, and whatnot. So I'm excited, a little nervous. It's been 18 months since we played, so after a few hands, I'm sure it'll come back to me like riding a bike. Well, I'm gonna go change and get ready for the guys to show up. Woo, man. 5.5 hours of playing poker. The guys just went home. Had a great time. It was nice to throw some cards around the table, shuffle some chips, and talk with the guys a little bit. Had a good day. I netted 550 for the day, playing 1-1. Had some good cards and played them right sometimes and played them bad the other. So overall, it was fun. I'm excited to start hosting poker tournaments again. Well, tomorrow, start cleaning up. Good morning. It's the next day. Come out in the shop to start cleaning up, but before I do that, I wanted to see how much cash we had on the table last night. Just curious, because it was a pretty good game, like I said last night. And we had 2360 on the table. Started off with 9-handed 1-1, and people bought in from 160 up to 300. And we had a couple reloads of 100 or 150 bucks. So overall, good night, had fun. Felt good to start playing again. Like I said, it's been 18 months since we last played. So this was kind of a little pilot test run to start hosting the larger tournaments that we've done in the past. So I'll probably get on our page and post a date for the end of June to host a 3-table tournament. So that's next. But before I do that, last night was a good test because it was like 95 degrees, extremely humid last night, and the temperature in here was pretty good. Again, we only had about 9 people. We only brought in 2 pizzas. Man, those pizzas bring in a lot of freaking heat. Overall, it was okay, but man, I think I want to add a portable AC unit. I'm gonna need to drill a hole through the drywall and the brick on this wall where my lumber rack is, and I want to add one of those like this 14,000 BTU portable AC units, and I want to install it over here. Let me walk over here by the bikes. Oh, so I want to install it over here in this corner. I'm gonna drill the little 6-inch hole, cut through the drywall, pop out the brick, put one of those like dryer vent flap things. And then I'll just have the portable AC unit sitting here blowing cold air that way. And then I got a mini split on the other side. So it should work out pretty well. It should help. I think those things are rated for like, I think 400 to 600 square feet. Again, my mini split's gonna be pulling out most of the humidity and condensation. And that one will have a drip line too, but I just think it'll help. I'm probably gonna get one off of Facebook Marketplace. You'll notice that there's a lot of resellers that are buying these from Amazon or Walmart that are open box units, and for 300 bucks, I'm gonna try one. So when I host the poker tournament, I will do another behind the scenes video. I'll show you kind of my blind structure, my blind times. I'll show you what software I use, my starting stack, and so forth, and kind of take you guys along for how I host a larger poker tournament, with 20 to 25, maybe 30 poker players in my shop. Typically over 2 to 4 tables is the most I've had. 2 is the smallest poker tournament I like to run, but yeah. Hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you like it, and we'll see you guys on the next one.